So you chose to expand your investor base and look at private individuals or individual investors, individual high net worth accredited investors, and build, want of a better term, build a crowdfunding platform over there at ExcelsiorGP.com. Tell me about that process. First of all, why did you choose to do it that way? If your family office, you've probably got some good personal connections. Your father's an attorney, probably got a decent database. So just explain the logic behind why you did that in the first place. And actually how you got started. What was the first thing you did?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, I'm from New York originally. I met my wife in college in New England, and she's from Nashville, right? So we did the New England thing for a little bit. We both went to grad school in Boston, moved back to Nashville 15 years ago now. And like I mentioned, my wife's family has a single family office. I had no idea what that was, or really what private equity was when I joined the family. But during the course of, the prenup negotiations and then onboarding as an ex officio member of the board, I got exposure to all these things. I started learning about GP LPs, funds, private equity, commercial real estate, et cetera. And, wasn't entirely enamored with being an attorney for the rest of my life. And so started exploring real estate, thought it was a great asset class, a great business, and very clearly saw a problem in the marketplace, kind of what I referred to earlier, where individuals and families, when they wanted exposure to commercial real estate, they had to go through a big fund with a really high minimum, or even a fund of funds where you're paying 2 or 3 levels of fees and you have no relationship with the GP, or you had a one-off deal from your country club friend that, wasn't professionally managed. Or you could go to the REIT market, which I think is a really suboptimal proxy for direct real estate investing on a number of levels. And so there wasn't really good optionality. Crowdfunding was just starting to come onto the scene. But I saw flaws in the systems, right? Deal flow quality was hit or miss sometimes. There was certainly a friction cost involved in that, where that cost of capital that the sponsors and GPs were going to pay to have access to that database of investors was really going to flow through to the LPs themselves in terms of how they were going to capitalize that cost. And so I thought there must be a better way to do this. I built up about a $250 million portfolio, recapitalized that. I made a bunch of mistakes the first time around. And I launched Excelsior 4 years ago, to try not to repeat those mistakes, to really streamline it, and to create a better investor experience across the board.